Okay, so in February 2019 is when I like actually started to try and like make videos like consistently. And so like that's when it started taking off. Like I got 100K within February, and then March I got another 100K. So each month I was getting 100K followers, and I was like, okay, like I'm getting some momentum here. Like let me make it a goal of mine to, try to grow at least 100K a month at minimum. And so I did that pretty consistently. I think in April or May, I gained like 300K. And
Jesus
then one
Christ.
month after, like, I didn't like have like any growth. Don't know why, but it was okay. Like, I still had grown a lot. So I wasn't like too bummed out about it because I
Right.
was like, you know what? I'm making good content. Like, I'm growing like pretty fast. So it's okay. And then like I just kept going and going, and then November 2019 comes around. So March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. So 9 months from when I started TikTok, I gained 1 million followers. It was a huge thing.
You started picking up in January of 2019.
February.
What is good content? Sorry, February of 2019. What is good content? Because you were growing 100,000 followers per month. And some people, well, I know some people that are able to do like in 3 days, but other people it takes like a full fucking year or never. So what did you consider good content back then? And then why did you suddenly like fucking plateau?
I okay, so yeah, TikTok goes through like its periods of like, oh, this is popular content, like this is not so popular content. So back then, what was I even doing? Oh, I was doing like hacks, not really
Mm,
hacks, but like a video that went super viral. I did it with my friend, and it was basically we went into the Apple store and we, pushed some buttons on the Apple phone, and then it somehow turned into like a speaker and it played Billie Eilish. And so back then that was a really huge trend, like going into a public place and hacking their speaker system and playing music.
right.
So I did like a couple of those styled videos, not necessarily like, a repeat of um, the speaker in public places, but just to so like creative videos like that. So a lot of it was based on editing sounds and like doing effects and stuff. So that's what I did primarily like when I first started. And then I started to get into content where it was like a lot of like pointing.
Oh, a lot of pointing like this is the quiz. This is the
Yeah,
quiz.
like a lot of
A,
like,
B, C.
yeah. So a lot
Because
of,
you saw that was popular and you wanted to like go with the trends. Is that
mhm.
what you were thinking about at the
I don't
time?
like for me when my content changes, it's not so much based off of other people. It's based off kind of like what I guess I like to watch, and also just like how I grow like as a person. Like I'm never like, okay, this is gonna be it for me. Like I'm gonna do this for a good bit. It's just kind of like I just somehow like lead into that. Like it's not even on purpose. I don't know
Right.
how to describe it, but it comes natural. Like the content that I'm doing like for a bit, like it just comes natural, and I just like stick with it because I like to make it. So
It's always an evolving thesis, is what I'm like hearing. And then you said you started plateauing. When was that still the same content when you started plateauing with your followers? Or were you trying something new?
well, I only like plateaued for like a month. So
Right. But that to me is a big time for like the Mia Finney, okay?
okay. I don't, let's see. That was like in August, September time, I think. During one of the months in the summer. I think and during that time I started to do the story time. So
Right.
during the summer, like story times were kind of like popular on TikTok. And like of course, like some of them are gonna be real, some of them are gonna be fake. And I had this, I don't even know how I got to this point, but like the first one that I did, it was just kind of like, okay, YOLO story. Like it didn't have much like truth to it, but it was like a fun story to do. Like it was a creative story. And then after that, I was like, you know what if I kind of base these off of like movies and TV shows and see if like anybody could guess it, but still like change the plot a little bit so it's, still kind of
Oh.
creative and still kind of like a real
Relatable
kind of
almost.
story. So, I mean, like Netflix does it all the time. Like they write these
Right.
stories, they cast the actors. I don't have actors to cast, so I cast myself and like a bunch of like objects and props that I have like around my house. So, after kind of like that plateau period is when I kind of started to do story times, and then I started to
Hmm.
pick back up. And of course, people are going to follow for a good story. And also, that was a time where I realized that storytelling is really important on TikTok. And so, ever since the summer, like September too, I just started to do a lot more storytellings, whether it was like emotional, funny, like creative. Like I just kind of wanted to tell a story in each of my TikToks.
Why do you think story is so important? Because I've been analyzing, and I want to analyze like the different subsections of like videos that you have, because I really love how some are fucking comedic and some are so serious and some are really scary. What do you think? Why is it so important to tell like a really good story? Why are people so compelled with story in
I
general? Do you
think
think?
I think that anything that strikes an emotion in someone, people are going to feel attached to it. Because it's like if you go and watch like a movie and like a character dies at the end, you're going to feel so attached to that character because you've seen the character go from beginning to end. And so
Hmm.
with my TikToks, even though it's maybe like 15 to, 30 seconds, like you see the beginning of the TikTok, the middle, and then you see the resolution at the end. And so I feel like people really like um, to see a beginning, middle, and end. Like they like that satisfaction of they know what happened in the beginning, they know what
Right.
happened in the middle, and then it's finally or the video is finally
The payoff.
yeah, the payoff of the video. So
I was looking at like, do you script? Like, how do you determine how to structure a story? Because I was